official. Let's do it.
Okay, this time I'd like to call to order today's meeting of the Charter Review Committee. I am Commissioner Mark McAleese, and as the current City Commissioner serving on the committee, the Charter dictates that I open and preside over the first meeting. Would the City Clerk please call the roll?
Yes. McAleese.
Here.
Aubrey.
Present.
Edwards.
Here.
Johnson.
Here.
Minix.
Here.
Did I say that correctly?
Pardon me?
Did I say that correctly?
You did.
Okay, great. Richmond.
Here.
Strauss.
Here.
Okay. I want to thank all of you for serving on this 2026 Charter Review Committee. Before we get started, I'd like to invite each of you to briefly introduce each of us to briefly introduce ourselves. I would like to ask that you share your name, how long you've been a resident of South Pasadena, and a brief description of your professional background. And I'm going to ask Kenneth to start so that we can go on mute after that, Kenneth. So if you could introduce yourself, Kenneth, we'd appreciate it.
Great. My name is, I go by Ken Edwards, and I'm coming from Lake Susan up in Moncrief, North Carolina today. I've been a resident of South Pasadena for going on 9 years now. And my background, I've done a lot of management consulting with companies like Deloitte Consulting and Price Waterhouse and Capgemini, and I've also done 4 software company startups. So very entrepreneur business background with consulting in large organizations, and it's been a lot of work with high-tech companies like Microsoft, HP, but many large organizations as well as small startups. So this will be my first time I've ever served on a governmental committee, and I'm looking forward to learning and meeting all of you when I return back to South Pasadena.
Awesome. Thank you very much. So I'd like to introduce myself, and then we'll go around the table to the other committee members. So Mark McAleese, never on any kind of government activity or anything before I ran for office. I worked for a Fortune 100 company, the DuPont company, for 42 years, and I had worldwide responsibility. I was customer interface, so I had to listen to the customer's problems, bring them back to the plant, and then solve the problems between the customer and manufacturing our product. And I did that out of the Columbus, Ohio area, a little town called Circleville, for about 32 years. I had a worldwide responsibility, traveled all over the world and all that. Moved down here, love South Pasadena, bought a condo right up the street, love South Pasadena. And when the opportunity came up to do this, I just thought it'd be a good way to give back to the community. So I ran, became a commissioner with no experience, no background. I've done some things to get myself up to speed. There are courses and things that are given, but have thoroughly enjoyed it. Did I miss anything, Carly? I think that's what you needed from us. So I just want to truly thank, I didn't even know that there was a charter, okay, or what it was. I mean, I read it, but I didn't know it had to be reviewed or anything like that until Carly brought it up at one of our meetings, and then I volunteered to be involved in it. So I want to thank all of you very much for being here. So we'll go around the table to my right. Becky?
My name's Becky Minix. I'm a 12-year full-time resident of South Pasadena, owned our property for about 28 years. Actually bought my mother-in-law's condo. We bought my mother-in-law's condo. Spent most of my career as a mortgage banker, real estate, title insurance industry, various positions everywhere from a loan processor to a loan officer to a closer to a manager to a salesperson. So, but like Ken and Mark, I've never participated in government other than when I lobbied in the Indiana State House for my industry. But other than that, I've never participated personally in working for a governmental agency. So I'm excited to hear what this is all about.
Awesome. Thank you. Susan?
I'm Susan Richmond. I'm a 6-year resident. It'll be coming up on 6 years in October of South Pasadena, and I also love it here. And I'm happy not to be in Terra Verde anymore. And I started my experience in policy as the deputy director of the Developmental Disabilities Council in New Jersey, which is a governor's appointed body that advises the legislature and governor on things, everything to do with disability policy and laws. So I've been involved in every aspect of that, creating laws, writing them. I was involved with the Americans with Disabilities Act at that time very deeply. I got invited to the White House to watch the President Bush at the time sign it, and worked through several governors in New Jersey, McGreevey, Florio, Whitman. I even think before that. It's been a long time. When I came here, I was not old enough to not work anymore, so I started to work at the University of South Florida. Just left there about a year and a half ago. Worked there for 10 years and created programs. I wanted to do more hands-on stuff, so created a program for young adults on the autism spectrum. And they go to college there and have a mentor and figure out for a year what they want to do when they grow up. And it's very successful, and it's still going after 12 years now, so very proud of that program. And if you have anyone with autism because they seem to be everywhere, just call me up and I'll give you direction. The organization is the Center for Autism and Related Disabilities, and it's housed at USF.
Very neat. I'm Glenn Aubrey. I'm a dinosaur. I've had many, many part-time jobs as I was growing up because I went to my dad one day and said, hey, can I have $5? And he gave me the WANAS. I got it. My big career, I was with SMC Corporation of America, and we're a worldwide automation and company with manufacturing and so forth and so on, so machinery and all that good stuff. So, and I've been in South Pasadena, I think, right around 4 years. I'm pretty boring. But thank you. Look forward to helping out.
Thank you.
I'm Larry Johnson. I've lived in full-time in South Pasadena with my husband for 24 years. We both grew up in St. Petersburg, and then after college and after my husband was commissioned in the Navy and we got married, we said, we're done with Florida, never coming back. We're going to go see the world, and we did. And my background is in public relations. I have a degree in journalism from the University of Florida, and took the PR path because, as my professors told me back then, it's a lot easier to travel with a PR profession than it is with a journalism profession. Because if you're a journalist, you're always going to be the new reporter on the beat. You're always going to get the worst stuff, writing the obits and everything. So he said, go into PR. And it was the best advice I ever got, wisest decision I made. So I spent my life as a PR professional, working for mostly not-for-profits, because that's where my interest and my love was. I worked for Special Olympics in Washington, D.C., and for the Shrivers. And I also was up on the Hill, not for the signing of the for ADA, but also for some of the hearings and that sort of thing. So very, very exciting time. So after moving around for several years in the Navy, when my husband retired, we stayed in D.C. for a few years, then bought a boat and decided we were going to live our dream. So we moved aboard our boat, lived aboard for 11 years, went all the way down from D.C. to Venezuela and Trinidad, spent a few years down there living in the Caribbean and Venezuela, back when Venezuela was
Safe.
a good place to live, right? Safe, beautiful, wonderful people, heartbreaking. But on our way back, we said, where should we go? We said, well, let's try St. Pete again, because St. Pete had kind of gotten dull. If those of you who've been here long enough, kind of slow. And so we lived on our boat for 4 years, and then kind of pushed ourselves off the boat because we were both working, and you have to wear grown-up clothes. So there's no room for grown-up clothes on a boat. So we had instead of a boat, we had a big closet, and our office was a dining room table about from here to you. And both of us trying to do a business, and we said, this isn't going to work. So when we were looking for a place to live, of course, having grown up here, one of our favorite places was Ted Peters, and one day I was driving around, and somehow I came in the back way of Pasadena Cove, and the gate was open, and I drove in there, and I saw these little villas, and I went, those look great. So fortunately, one was for sale, and we bought it, and that's where we've been ever since. And we can, you know, when the wind blows the right way, we smell Ted Peters, and it's like, so I have had the great fortune of being a city commissioner here. Got talked into it by one of our beloved former mayors, Max Elson, who said, "Oh, it's okay. You're only going to spend a couple of hours in meetings every month, and that's it. You know, it's just not that big of a deal. You know." And I was doing a lot of volunteer work and running my PR business at the same time. And I thought, okay, well, I have that. Boy, he was the best PR guy I ever met. That was not even close to reality, but I tell you what, I enjoyed every minute of it. I was fortunate to be vice mayor for a couple of years, and really got to know a lot of people, as I'm sure you're finding.
Yes.
In Pinellas County.
It's wonderful.
So many municipalities, so many wonderful people who serve. So when that was over, I started doing a little bit of nonprofit work, pro bono work for environmental groups. I worked with the Pier Aquarium for a while it was still on the pier, when the pier was still that pier. And then went to Tampa Bay Watch and helped them build the new location at the pier. So that was really exciting. And now I'm proud to serve on the board of the Poynter Institute, which is back to my journalism roots. So very fortunate to do that. It's a very exciting time. And my husband and I, when we have the chance, we travel. And just sold our boat after way too many years of keeping it and not using it enough about 2 years ago. So for the first time in our almost forever, we're boatless, which is hard to be in this beautiful community. So that's it. So I'm proud to be here today because I think this is an exciting and valuable exercise, and happy to meet all of you.
Thank you.
I'm John Strauss, and I purchased a house on Pasadena Island about 4 years ago. We've been full-time residents for 2 years, and before that, we rented in Waters Point on the way to Pasadena Island for about 3 years. I'm from New York City originally, but we lived both in New York City and the Hudson Valley, and we moved here during COVID, and I moved my whole house down. We were going to buy something, and everything fell apart. We moved it all back. And then after another couple of winters in the Hudson Valley, we said, can't do this. So we moved it all back again, or bought the house, and we moved it all back again. So then we were snowbirding for a couple of years, and in the last 2 years, we've been here permanently. Just in time for the hurricane, of course. And then we got flooded out, and we're living in 7 different places over 11 months. And, but now it's all fixed, and it's like a new house, actually. It's actually an odd way to renovate, but it forced me to fix everything the way I like it. So it's kind of good. Career-wise, my whole career was in urban planning and environmental analysis for real estate development projects. I worked for 3 New York City agencies. I worked for 2 private consulting firms, and I've had my own consulting firm for the past 25 years or so. I still do a little bit of work, but almost all my work is in New York City, where I do environmental analysis for real estate development projects that don't meet zoning, or to get a rezoning, or anything that is not as of right development. And any project that isn't as of right has to go through an environmental analysis, where you look at about 20 categories of impacts on schools, parks, air quality, noise, traffic, and all that. So I work on putting those documents together with other professionals, and we submit them to the city and work with the city and get everything approved. Usually it takes several years for a lot of these projects to get through. But I'm mostly retired. I'm down to no more. I'm down to my one last big projects, which will go for a few more years, and that should be it. So that's it.
Outstanding. Yeah. I did miss in the beginning. We bought down here in 2020, in the middle of COVID. We were snowbirds for a while, and then we became permanent residents, whatever year that was, 23 and a half or something like that. And when I decided to run for commissioner, you have to be a resident for 12 months. I was like 14 months when I decided to run for commissioner. So we have been here a lot since 2020, so it's only been about 6 years, so. All right, well, thank you to everybody for that. And I'd also like to get the staff members to introduce themselves.
I'm Carly Lewis. I'm the city clerk and city administrator. I've been with the city since 2010. So done a few of these processes. Every single one is different. It really depends on the group and the priorities, and everything's change, and so it really is. We learn a lot from you all through this process. We appreciate you all being a part of it. You are sort of our eyes and ears in the community. So I look forward to working with you. If you have any questions, you're able to talk to me at any point in these meetings and outside of those. We'll talk about that a little bit later when we go through some public records and sunshine law topics. But yeah, if there's anything I can do, let me know. Thank you for doing this. Look forward to working with you guys.
Thank you.
So.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Kristen Gray. I'm the city attorney here at South Pasadena. I've been with the city for about 2 years, and this will be my first charter review process with you guys as well, as this happens around every 6 years. So I'm excited to learn with you. If you have any legal questions at all, please don't hesitate to ask, reach out to me, pull me aside, anything. So looking forward to working with you all.
Just on the charter?
Just the charter.
I don't have any.
And, oh, Kelly's going, okay. I didn't know if she was going to introduce
She's
herself.
going to pop in and out.
Okay.
So she got a couple of pictures. That's our marketing person. Kelly was sitting in the back for a little bit. She'll just be documenting that we're doing this process, but she will likely not sit in through all of them.
Okay,
So.
Yep.
And then Mary Jo. I'll introduce Mary Jo. This is Mary Jo. She's my deputy city clerk, so she'll be sitting in the back. She'll kind of help throughout meetings if we need something, and she'll be helping with minutes and whatnot. So.
awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, all members of the Charter Review Committee are subject to Florida's Sunshine Law and Public Records Law. City Attorney Gray will now give us an overview of these regulations and how they will affect the Charter Review Committee's meetings and processes.
Yes, so I will give you a brief overview of the Sunshine Law and the Public Records Law. Just out of curiosity, how many of you are familiar with Sunshine Law? Okay, so almost everybody. No problem, I'll give you everything you need to know. So the Sunshine Law is essentially Florida's way of keeping government open to the public. And so there's the Sunshine Law, which I'll talk about first, and there's the Public Records Law, which is very easy to understand that goes along with it. First, under Sunshine, there are 3 basic requirements under Sunshine Law. Meetings must be open to the public, minutes must be taken of the meetings, and it must be reasonably noticed to the public. That includes all meetings for Charter Review Committee. They're all open to the public, they must be noticed, and they must be open to the public. That's what I said. And minutes must be taken, excuse me. So Sunshine Law will apply when 2 or more of you are discussing matters that could come before this committee. So anything about the charter, anything that you want to bring up to this committee must be discussed in this room when a meeting is in session. The easiest way to understand this is don't talk to each other about anything that we're going to talk about in this room unless the meeting's been called. That includes your text messages, phone calls, emails, everything. So you guys can't text each other on the side about, oh, I was thinking about bringing this up, what do you think? That's not allowed. So please be aware of that as this session goes forward. That also includes, and this is a good one to bring up because it's easy to forget, when we email you, we try to put you as BCC, so this can't happen, but just in case we don't ever reply all to the email, because that, just creates a side conversation in a sense that could then create a new Sunshine Law violation. So just try to remember to reply. Just reply, don't reply all. Staff may discuss things with you individually related to the charter, but they cannot tell another member what they discussed with you, so they can't act as a go-between between you guys. Anything that's discussed with you personally can only be brought up in a public meeting. And those violations, if something does happen, can have consequences. Any action that comes from a violation can be invalidated, which is not a good thing, and they also can rise to the level of a criminal penalty. So we want to keep you guys safe, keep the city safe, so just remember that. Only discuss it in this room. And then public records goes along with that. Anything that you communicate with each other is a public record. Someone can come to the city and ask to see those records, so just be careful what you put in writing. That includes your text messages, emails, Your personal notes do not count as a public record unless they're shared with somebody. So if you take notes during this meeting and show someone your notes, they become a public record. But you can take notes for yourself, for your own memory, and if you keep them private, they are not public records. And that's pretty much it. If you have any questions at all, you have a question about whether it could be a sunshine law violation or a public record, please let me know. I'm happy to dig into it and help you with anything you need.
Well, since we can't text or email about anything in our meetings,
Correct.
that would be a problem.
Say that again?
You said that our texts and emails
Mhm.
do be reviewed by somebody. I don't believe that.
So,
But if we can't do that, then there's no issue.
correct.
Okay, I just wanted.
Yes.
All right. Cool.
But if you did, they'd be a public record.
Correct.
So they wouldn't, you can't
Public
keep it
record.
private,
Right,
like
right,
a secret.
right, okay.
Well, and I'll clarify also, so,
Mhm.
Thank you.
the sunshine law really is meant for you all as the decision makers. You all are able to talk to staff whenever you like about whatever you like. So as we decide going forward what articles you'll be talking about on which meeting days, if you're at home, reviewing in preparation for that and you have a question, you can reach out to me or Kristen or any of our staff whenever you like, in any method that you like. That email would then be a public record. But if you're reading and you're going, hey, when was that changed, or what do other cities do about that? We will conduct research for you. We will help answer questions, that kind of thing. You can have those conversations with us outside of publicly noticed meetings. You just can't discuss it with each other. So
Outside
that,
of meetings.
outside of meetings, correct. Outside of publicly noticed meetings, you cannot discuss the business of the Charter Review Committee with each other, but you can with us. And I would encourage you to do so, because it helps us if there's something that you would like us to research or try to answer outside this meeting. It helps us to help you all be prepared for these meetings so that they can go more smoothly.
Would we copy Mark since he's the chairman?
No, he's, as a member of the committee, he can't know outside of this meeting.
Okay.
So the chairperson
Just
in this
curious.
process is really ceremonial in terms of running the meetings, keeping order in the meetings, helping to make decisions and move things along. Besides that, he should not be informed of anything outside of this meeting that you're all not getting at the same time.
So for me, everything we did in corporate America, you do the opposite here. Because
Yeah.
you shared all your
Yeah.
information, you stopped in, you talked to your colleagues standing in the doorway, you worked out problems. It's completely opposite
Yep.
here, which is very difficult for me
Because
sometimes.
the point is that the public gets to see how the process unfolds, as you all do. So if you do research with staff outside of the meeting, you're still coming into the meeting and sharing that with the rest of the committee. So the public gets to see how these decisions are being made amongst you all versus conversations happening outside and then coming in and saying, well, we decided such and such. Well, when did you decide that? Who said that? So that's kind of the point, is really to limit your interaction to the public setting so that they can participate. But you can talk to us whenever you like.
And just a note as well, social media counts, so make sure no Facebook comments or anything like
Yeah.
that about Charter Review Committee.
Quick, two questions. I'm curious about the Sunshine Law and when it was established and what created that.
It's very old. In terms of sunshine law in the United States, because there's some states that don't even have these types of rules.
Correct.
It was
Ours-
passed by the legislature in 1967.
67. Because I found it, as a board member of my condo association, I found it very restrictive, because like Mark, in the corporate world, having served on numerous boards and all of that, in Indiana, they didn't have that. At least back when I was, it may have been done since I left the state. But anyway, I found it very restrictive, because I'm used to sharing and feeling like, let's make a group decision. And also, last question, are these meetings, will there be minutes being taken to this meeting?
Correct.
And posted?
Yes.
Okay.
There will be minutes taken, and then those will be on future agendas for you all to review and
Okay.
approve.
Thank you.
So, and the meeting is being recorded audio and video, which it's not being televised on the city's government channel, but we plan to put it on our YouTube. So if you have to miss something, for example, it's up there, or if you want to go back and review a discussion, it will be available to you.
Thank you.
Awesome.
643. Yes. Yep. 643. Channel 643.
Not sure I knew that.
Or on YouTube. So, and if you have any questions about any of that, just let us know. We try to be very available through this process. So please just let us know if there's anything we can do for you.
We good? All right. Next item, okay, all meetings of the Charter Review Committee are subject to Florida's sunshine. Did I just read that? I'm sorry, need to move down. The city charter outlines that if a current commissioner serves as a Charter Review Committee, they will preside over the first meeting, and during the meeting, a permanent chairperson will be elected. If you would like, I would love to be the chairperson going forward, but it is up for election, and we will also need a co-chairperson. So, is there a motion? Did anyone else?
Make a motion for you to be chair.
And a second?
Second.
Oh, Glenn got the second first. He had his hand up in the air. You have to say it verbally. So,
Okay.
actually, Larry said it first,
Well,
verbally.
Okay.
There you go.
Have to be gracious.
And so just so I'm sure for the record, the motion is for Commissioner McAleese to serve as the chairperson going forward.
Okay, so it's very simple. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the motion passes. I've never said that before, by the way.
Congratulations.
Our mayor does all that stuff. I just sit up there. Okay, the committee must also choose a vice chairperson to preside over the meeting in the event that the chair is unable to. Would anyone like to volunteer or nominate a committee member to serve as the vice chairperson?
Mr. Chair, this is Ken.
Ken?
I'd be happy to volunteer to be vice chair.
That would be awesome. Okay, can I have a motion for Ken to be vice chair?
So moved.
Larry, a second?
Second.
Becky got it first, but Susan was right on it. Okay, Ken, you're the vice chair.
Yes, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry, we have to call. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Now you are, Ken. Sorry, the lawyer got me right away. I got the ayes. It's like, whoa, you can't say that. Okay, the next agenda, I'm gonna put Ken out here a little bit more to the middle so people can hear him. The next agenda item is to establish a meeting schedule, okay? At this time, I'd like to ask the city clerk, Carly Lewis, to address the committee about scheduling and the process review for the charter.
So I'm going to bring these down. If you would just take one and pass, there will likely be extras. This is a printed version of the charter. I will also email it to you, but just for the sake of this discussion.
I've got
sometimes
one,
it's-
but in case I missed any
Sometimes
pages.
it's a little bit helpful to.
Ken, there'll be one here for you, or Carly
I'll
can
email it.
All
Yep,
right,
and I'll email it to all of you as well.
okay, thank you.
So, part of why this process can be different each time it happens is that, everybody coming in has a different professional background, which also means different availability. So sort of the way that this process tends to go kind of depends on how you all would like to see it happen. The goal is that you go through every single article and review it together and decide if you think that it's good the way it is, or if you have recommended changes and what those recommended changes would be. Now, that said, you do not have to take them in any particular order. You don't have to do them one by one. You can meet kind of as many times as needed. So it's really up to you all based on your availability to decide, do we want to do a whole lot of short meetings and go article by article? Do we want to do, a couple of longer meetings and we can bring in a lunch for you and you kind of get through, say, 4 or 5 articles at a time? It's really up to you all. So I would ask that you guys would kind of discuss right now your availability, and not just your availability, but your, I would say, tolerance for longer meetings versus shorter meetings. It's really up to you guys of how you want to handle scheduling this, and then we'll break down at least the articles that you would like to do in your first meeting. We need to establish that before you go today. So I would ask you all to discuss that.
But before we do that, can you explain why there is the charter revision happening and how often this happens? Is it an annual?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah,
Yep. Okay, so the charter was established when the city was incorporated. There was a charter previously. This is a newer one that was adopted, I think, in the 80s, in 85. The charter actually dictates this process, and you know the goal of that is to make sure that things kind of adjust as times adjust, because what makes sense for how something runs at one point may not make sense 10, 20, 30 years later. So the charter calls for us to do this process with a group of volunteers every 6 years. If you look back at anything we did previously, which I could bring some for future meetings if you need it, you'll note that this is actually 7 years later. We were scheduled to do this last year, which would have been the spring of 2025, but based on the storm damage that occurred in the fall of 2024, we didn't feel that it was appropriate to go through this process at that time. We had a lot of displaced residents, and this being very much community-based, it didn't seem right for us to try to do this process when we had a lot of people that really couldn't even be in their homes. So the commission agreed to sort of push it 1 year to let the dust settle a little bit with what the community went through. So this is actually 7 years past when we did it previously, but we're called to do it every 6 years. And it really is just to have the community kind of get a good look at the inner workings of its government to make sure that it's what you all would like for it to be. So.
Carly, are there any articles in the charter that have risen to the need for us to know about, that have come from the commission or from city staff, that those things are more important for us to look at first? Or is this just sort of a general look for us to say, we think this is important and we want to talk about it?
There will definitely be some articles that the staff will come in and say, we'd really like you to take a look at this one, or this has created an issue in terms of how we operate. I don't know that there's anything terribly significant. Just to give you an example, the charter actually calls for this committee to be nine people. I'm very appreciative of you all being here. We did not get 9 applications. I think you all will do a tremendous job, and based on the size of our community, 9 is a lot. 9 is a lot. So that is something that we kind of wanted to look at. We went through legal, and they agreed. The commission loved the pool of applicants that we got and was very comfortable just moving forward with what we had, and we basically just determined that those remaining 2 seats are listed as vacant rather than we only selected 7, if that makes sense. And so that's something that you may want to take a look at. There's some things like that they don't create terribly difficult issues going forward, but there are some things where we're just not sure that it's what it should be for the community. I don't know that anything needs to be taken in any different order because of that, but we'll be pointing a couple things out along the way, if that's okay.
Sure.
So,
Thank you.
Okay.
Do we have a deadline?
June.
Okay.
June. So
End of June.
earlier
As soon as
June.
possible.
Earlier June would be better. It really depends. I mean, if there's something going on.
There's a reason I asked that, because in April, next month, just because of conditions, I won't be able to be here physically.
Okay.
Is there a possibility you can Zoom? Can I Zoom in?
We can work on that.
Okay.
Zoom is a little bit difficult, especially because, just to be honest, like you all facing different directions, it's very difficult to accommodate
Is
that
there an audio?
on Zoom. We can do audio.
Or if my situation's not going to meld into what needs to be accomplished, then I understand it might.
If there is a quorum, the committee can choose to continue to meet, and you can either participate remotely.
I'd rather be here.
Right. Oh, I understand. Yeah, you can
you
always
don't.
also provide
But I wanted
your.
to know.
You can provide your feedback to staff, and we can also present that during the meeting as well. So let's say you're scheduled to talk about, Articles 4 and 5. If you go, hey, I've got a question on this, or I think this might be dated, I think we should talk about that, but I can't be there, you can let us know that, and we can present that on.
Or like Ken, he called in on
He
his
called
cell
in
phone.
today.
We
Yep.
could do that?
Mhm.
Oh, perfecto.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to let everybody know.
Yeah, Zoom is just difficult trying to
Yeah.
get it to where you can
Yeah.
see everybody. This room is just not, this building is really not set up terribly great for any of that.
And we can only do that with so many members because we need to have a physical.
We still have to have
quorum.
a physical quorum.
So we ask that if you can be here, you be here, but we understand.
Yeah.
different
There's
situations.
that quorum 4 because there's 7 of us.
Yes.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
And it's once a week, the meetings, right? Is that-
Well, that's up to us.
This is sort of what we're asking you. It definitely doesn't need to be once a week. I will tell you in the past, it's typically not. Even the groups that have chosen to have, say, more meetings, and they'll say, we'll do 2 articles at a time, we're gonna meet every 2 to 3 weeks. Or you can say, we're gonna schedule 2 longer meetings, let's all come in for, 2-3 hours and just hash through it. You can choose to do that. And you don't necessarily have to choose which articles you're gonna do at every meeting right now, I just need to know what you would like to do for your next one. So, if you want to try a longer one and see how that goes, and then decide that doesn't work, you can do short. It's up to you all. But I don't know your personal availability to try to do that, and we try to accommodate all of you as best we can. So,
Well, I'm fine with a longer meeting, because I think once we get started, especially initially, it might be a good idea to have more time to talk about things as we kind of feel our way through the charter and kind of get a sense of what we need to contribute. And so maybe the next meeting should be a little bit longer, because we've got that learning curve to get past.
So for me personally,
I would agree with that. I would agree with that as well. I mean, maybe our first kind of meeting is all of us sort of read the charter, and maybe we get some input from staff that basically says, these are the 5 or 6 articles that are most problematic to me. And then we can prioritize the rest of the meetings from that one meeting, and set a schedule for future meetings. But I do think, sitting down, looking at the whole charter, deciding what's important, maybe targeting some different areas for investigation and changes, and then we could set up a schedule to follow up with the, whatever comes out as the priority items from that review.
So thank you, Ken. In my head, can we schedule like 3 meetings, 2.5 hours? Maybe we can talk the city into buying us lunch. Does that work, Carly?
Yep.
So we'll come here, maybe do like 11 to 1:30 or something like that. And so we'll have a break in the middle of that time, a little refreshment break, lunch break. And maybe every 2 weeks. And we'll plan on doing, there's 8 articles here. I've had the ability to go through these, okay, and make some notes. But there's 8 articles here. So if we could schedule to do the first 4 articles, then the second 4, and then a third meeting for anything that needs to be tied up or continuation. Does that work?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Just as an FYI, I have a pre-planned, already scheduled trip back to Indiana to celebrate my mom's 95th birthday.
Awesome.
Just turned
And that is on, we leave April 16th and return on April 28th. So that's out there.
This is, scheduling the actual meeting becomes Carly's problem, I believe.
well, that's part of what we're here to discuss. That's part of what we're here to
Yeah.
discuss, is really not knowing what you all do during the day.
Right.
In terms of, do you day meetings, evening meetings? We can accommodate
Day of the
weekends
week.
if needed. Day of the week. Just what do you all have in your lives? That, Wednesdays are best for me at 11, or I prefer Fridays. I'm just saying, like what. That's sort of what we're asking you all, so that we can try and accommodate
Just a
that.
quick clarification. When I said I would be on this committee, I didn't know what was ahead of me in April. All of a sudden, next week, would we have a meeting?
That's
Start
you
next
can
week.
decide right now.
That'd be awesome.
Daughter from Roanoke and granddaughter in Ganger coming down next week,
So not next week, is what you're saying?
this coming week.
Yeah,
So we fly in this weekend.
okay,
So I'm gone that, I guess that first part of April.
okay.
Yeah, I'm out
This is Ken.
April 8th to the
Monday,
15th.
Wednesday, Fridays typically better for me in that time slot from 11 to 1:30. So if it's possible, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, that would be terrific for my schedule.
Okay. So we got, I'm gonna go grab my phone.
Can I make a quick run to the bathroom?
Sure.
I drink too much coffee. Boy, I'm a problem already. Jeez, I feel so bad. I never do anything, all of a sudden.
Actually, Tuesday is the best day. That's the only day I'm completely available. And the other days, it's really only in the afternoon.
Okay. Okay, so yours,
You can't do any Tuesdays or next Tuesday?
I can't do next week, Tuesday.
Okay, but after that, you'd be okay on Tuesdays?
but Ken said, can he do Tuesday?
Ken, you available next week?
Well, no, I think we have commission next Tuesday. Or no, it's not next Tuesday, I'm sorry.
We do
It's
not
the
next
following.
Tuesday, yeah.
It's the following.
But Ken was Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, yeah.
That second 2 weeks from now would be a problem for me. I won't be here. I'll be in New Jersey.
I'm sorry, from the last week, starting the 30th, and then the following week, or the first week
Yeah.
of April.
The 31st is not good, and the 7th is not good. So after that, any other Tuesday is fine.
No, we proposed some dates right now.
Yeah. Okay.
And most days.
Susan, were you saying that Tuesday was the only day you had
No,
available?
no,
Okay.
I'm pretty open.
Oh.
I do go to New Jersey quite a bit, but
Yeah.
I could call in from there. I'm not working or anything, so.
Mr. Strauss, can you clarify when you said Tuesdays is the only day that you're open all day, but you could do other days?
I can do other days in the afternoon, but
Okay.
probably 1 o'clock or later. Any other day, or all day.
Okay, so then we may need to do like a,
Yeah, we'll do an afternoon
Like a
meeting
1
with a
o'clock.
refreshment break, yeah.
yeah, we can
Sure.
still. How early would you all like to start? We could start next week, or the week after.
I'm going away.
You say you're out next week?
Yeah, I'm leaving on the 2nd and be back the 8th.
Okay.
What about the 31st?
I can do at late afternoon. I could do.
That's a problem for me. I have an appointment.
We are busier than we thought.
Those cats, you know?
All this time I thought I was bored.
What, the 7th? Is the 7th work for?
I won't be here,
Are you-
but I probably could listen. You know, might have grandchildren
We do
yelling.
have
at me.
a administrative workshop for the city that morning, we can do after that on the 7th.
Although, but that's a Tuesday, right? Mr. Edwards said
Tuesday,
it
and
was
we
Monday,
do
Friday.
have a 9 a.m. meeting that morning, yeah.
9th?
No, 9 a.m.
No, the 9th, that's.
Oh, that was the
yeah.
7th we were talking about.
Okay.
yeah.
I mean,
Mr. Edwards? Is he still there?
Yes.
I believe you said your preference is Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Does that mean you can't do Tuesday, Thursdays, or just some Tuesday, Thursdays? How strict are you on the Monday, Wednesday, Friday?
I can't do Tuesdays are easier. On Thursday, I have a standing meetings on Thursday that are problematic. But on Tuesday, I can definitely do the 11 to 1:30 slot on Tuesday.
Okay. I mean,
Did you mention you were out on the 7th?
I
No,
will be
I
here.
think Glenn,
Other than next week, I'm available in April, anytime. I'll just have to give a phone call in, and that could change from week to week.
okay.
And then after that, well, I'm gonna be good to go.
And you're referring to the 30th through the 3rd. Is that not good week for you? Is that correct?
Right,
Okay.
because Sunday is the 30th.
Monday is the 30th.
The 29th, my daughter comes in, and so after that, she'll be gone the following weekend, which flies out the 2nd, April 2nd, so that's why I said that next week. Then other than that, I'm good to go.
How about Friday the 3rd?
I think that is Good Friday.
Oh, that's right.
oh, is it? Not on my calendar, that's
We
weird.
close at noon.
so early this year. It is.
Oh, there it is, yeah.
I can.
We'll do the 13th. You want to do a Monday?
7th's not good for you, right?
In the afternoon?
You want to do a Monday in the afternoon?
April?
April 6th is, I don't know why it's called Easter Monday, but yeah, April 6th.
Or April 13th.
I was thinking April 13th, because I think
Oh, April
you're,
13th?
you're out.
13th is fine.
Okay, you want to do the 13th, the
13th is
Monday?
good.
can you do that?
What time? What time are we thinking?
1? 1?
Yeah, I can do it this morning.
So we went from a lunch meeting to an afternoon meeting because of people's schedules. So we'll just do a break in the afternoon meeting. It'll probably still be 2.5 hours
Okay.
to try and get the first 4 in, okay?
So that's what you'd like to go through the first 4 articles, or do you all want to take the next? You could also take the time we have between now and then. You could go through the charter yourselves all the way through, and then come into that meeting and go, here's what I think we should look at, and we could kind of go Article 1. Anybody have any questions? No. Because some of them you'll read it and you go, this is boilerplate. We kind of got to leave it alone.
Right.
Some of them it's very like we can't touch this really. So you could kind of say.
So can we just leave it open?
You
that
could.
all articles,
You
okay, for
could.
the first meeting, all articles could be under review.
Correct. I
Alright.
would say, yeah, and then
I
just
like
see where we can
Yeah.
get to with that. For example, Article 8 is severability. I don't think you're going to change that.
Oh,
So, then that knocks one out right there.
We would have
Scheduling
to
1 to
April
3:30.
13th.
April
Yeah,
13th.
since we have a couple of weeks, you may as well, like, if you could.
Yeah.
It seems long, but it's really not.
I'll just need the phone number.
Yeah, and I'll email all of that. I'll email you the copy of the charter that I gave out, and I'll also email my direct number. And so maybe then come into that one with, here's ones that I think are okay, and here's ones that I think are not, maybe, and then we can kind of go from there.
That sounds like a good plan.
April 13th at 1 p.m.
Probably 1 to 4 would be a good.
Good,
Ish.
good idea to block that out, thank you, yeah.
Yay! Hardest thing we have to do the entire time.
Yeah.
Seems like it doesn't, wow.
Okay.
Ken, you were good with that?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
All right,
Okay. So then I will send out everything that we discussed, and we'll schedule that. And then if you have any questions, like I said, over the next couple of weeks, I'll send out my contact information. I'll send out Kristen's as well. And you can also, if you have a question for Kristen, you can CC me on that. If you have one for me, you can CC her on that. She and I can know any of the questions. You don't have to, but you can. It's just each other. Please don't include each other. So other than that,
Can we schedule another meeting after the 13th?
if you want to do that now, you can, or we can see how that one goes, and then you
or
all can
wait and see how it
decide
goes, yeah.
at that point.
I'd say.
With this group, it seems like we should, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, well,
Okay, we can at least
April
put it in your
27th?
books, and then if you
Yeah.
want to this.
Yeah.
What?
Again, I'm fine for April, just,
Yeah.
I might be here physically.
Yeah, another Monday, April 27th,
I'm not
Available on the 29th.
well,
I am not
we can move
available
the day.
that week.
You're not here that
Well,
week?
I'm not available the first few days of that week.
Okay.
About Wednesday? No? Okay,
I'm sorry.
There we
that's
go.
fine.
Thursday?
7?
I am flying back on Thursday. I could see what time.
Nah,
It-
we don't need to push it that
the
hard.
I
ideal.
think you're gonna be flying back.
I
What
think.
what airport, right?
Well, yeah, I'm coming. Yeah, from New York, so we'll see how their airports do.
So we're into the beginning of May now, May 4th?
So want to do
Can
four?
we do like the Thursday or Friday before the 27th? I don't have my calendar.
You could, but then you're only giving yourselves a week and a half in between. So if you have any, like if we meet on the 13th and then you do the third day Friday the following week, it's only giving you a week and a half. Now, that could be fine. It really depends.
No.
Yeah,
Carly's
you're
not here.
talking about the Thursday or Friday the week prior to that, right? Were you saying like the 23rd, 24th?
Well, what about, the 25th, 26th, 24th, something like that?
I'm going to be gone like the end of May, April.
I'm gone to,
How
like,
about May 4th?
May 4th?
that's what I'm thinking. Mhm.
I can't be here. I have a wedding in New Jersey.
Before they choose members, we should submit.
No.
Here's my calendar.
So, May 4th, is the wedding that day, or is it travel? Could you be
No,
online?
Actually,
Or May 6th?
I could do that.
6th is, no? Yep, can't do that.
Yeah, I could do the 4th,
The 4th?
Monday the 4th.
And this
That's
could be
fine.
tentative, we could always decide at the next one
I'm in.
You're in?
That's fine.
Susan, good?
That's fine.
I'm good.
and do one
So-
PM again?
Monday the 4th, 1 PM?
Perfect.
Okay.
Oh, wait, when are we gonna get the lunch?
We're not, we're gonna get snacks, yeah, just snacks.
Oh.
Yeah.
We can, if you all are waiting, can wait
Oh,
till
if you
1
wanna wait
o'clock
to have
for
lunch to start the
We
meeting,
can
we
have
can
lunch
do
for
that.
you at 1 PM. No, that's, hey, you know what? You've seen my office. I have snacks. I am a snacks person.
I know, you're
To me, it helps you get through what you need to do. I am a big proponent of snacking while you work. So if you're ever here and you're hungry, just let me know.
So do we want to schedule a third one just in case? So we have 2 now,
This is May
Coming up.
4th at.
1 o'clock, 1 PM.
Okay. So
My life is so easy compared to your guys. I'm just taking a 2-month cruise this year. So all of July and August I'm gone. The rest of my year I'm here.
I think I'm wide open in May.
So May 18th, Monday work again?
Let's put it down and
That's good.
All right,
okay.
all right. We have 3 of them, Carly. Is that reasonable?
I will email those out and we'll check on those as they go. So we'll plan for the next one and then I'll double check it again with you at the next one as well. And we'll see where we're at. So
well done.
I thought I was kind of hard.
Well, it's, I mean,
You don't think you're doing much and all of a sudden you go, oh.
Yeah. All I could do is go to New Jersey. It's not that.
I think most of us put it in our phone, but you're gonna
I'm gonna
send that
email
out
that,
also?
yeah, I'm gonna send a follow-up email,
Okay.
and I will include those dates, so.
Okay, we have that. I'm gonna read the next agenda item, but I think we already
We
covered
kinda
this.
lumped it together.
All right, so I really don't even need to. Because we already decided we're just gonna look at all the articles and then meeting agenda. This is speak on preparation and documents provided prior to the next meeting.
Kinda
Is that
did.
you? We've done that?
Yeah, I'll be
Okay.
sending it out, read the whole thing, and just come in with questions, and feel free to contact us in between.
Okay, so this is, I'm about ready to pick up the gavel unless anybody's got anything. I'm gonna read the last sentence. All right, we good? Any other questions? So,
Go over the dates one more time.
okay,
I've got April 13th at 1 PM, I've got May 4th at 1 PM, and May 18th at 1 PM, all of which are Mondays.
Thank you.
perfect. All right.
And we're not doing lunch, right? Lunch is, we do.
I'll get you food. I'll get you food.
Be prepared to have a comfortable afternoon. Carly's in charge,
Yeah.
yes.
I'll get you food.
We'll be good. So, anything else? Anything, okay. Unless there's any further discussion, we will adjourn this meeting. Thank you all for coming.
Just
Whoa,
real
I got a question up.
As, when we get to 413, we should have all, at least read all the articles. That's the plan?
For the first meeting,
Yes.
you should have reviewed all the articles, yes.
Bingo, thank you.
Okay,
I'm good.
yep. No problem. I'll read it again. Okay, unless there's any further discussions, we will adjourn this meeting. Thank you all for coming. We're gonna. Thanks, Ken.
Thank you.